In this lecture, we're going to try to understand how these numbers that we're seeing here inside the subgroups are being calculated by K6, because we need to better understand them so that later on we can understand exactly what is happening with our application. So for that, I'm going to use Maki.io. So take essentially any URL that you have from Maki. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to go ahead and copy one URL. And inside here, I'm just going to replace everything that is with test.k6.io. I'm going to replace here the first URL. And what we're going to do here is we want to add here some delays so that you can understand how everything is coming together. So the way we're adding these delays is by using the query parameter mock delay. We're going to say here, we're going to add a delay of 5 seconds. So this should be pretty obvious. And for this request that we have here, each of the requests is going to have a delay of 1 second. And this other page that we have, news page, we're going to give it also a delay of 5 seconds. This is going to be like a control value for us. Additionally, we should also make the news page part of the thresholds. So we're going to go ahead and add it here. What do we have here? News page. That is the name. Like copy pasting stuff around so that I don't make any mistakes, because if I misspell something, then things are not going to work so well. Okay, so we expect the main page to be returned. We have here a delay of 5 seconds, and then we have 6, 7 seconds. So it probably should be somewhere below 8 seconds. So this is more or less, there's still time that it takes for this request to be sent and retrieved and processed. So it's not going to be exactly at that value, but it's going to help us understand exactly what is happening. Okay, the news page has a delay of 5 seconds. So we expect to get it in about 6 seconds. So this is going to be more or less for controlling purposes. And for the assets, well, the assets here have a delay of 2 seconds together. So we expect them to be under 3 seconds. Okay, so let's run this again and see how it works. Okay, so now we have here the results. So we can already compare like the main page comparing to the news page. So we're going to see here that if we're taking a look at the max, because we have only sent out one request for each individual page that we have here. So we're going to see here the max is going to be 5 seconds something, right? So this indicates that what we have here, this delay of 5 seconds, has worked correctly, because now in total it takes about 5 seconds to get this page. And then for the main page, we have a delay of 7 seconds and something. Of course, there are 3 requests, so it adds up a bit over time, but we are at about 7 seconds here. So again, it does show that it takes 5 seconds for this request and then 1 second for each of them. So what we see under the entire group is essentially the sum up of all the requests that we have within the group. So this is something that's super important to understand. If we want to try to understand how long it takes for the entire page to load, then we're going to have to look at these metrics and see everything as a whole. And then, of course, with only taking a look at the assets, we're going to see here that assets, they only needed like 2 seconds for them to load. And this is also consistent with the delay that we have added here. So we have only added this delay, a ridiculous delay, so that we can make sense of the metrics that we're seeing here, so that we understand exactly what we are looking at.